There's a boring way of doing this journey, but we're gonna do the more interesting way and see a few spots on the way. So let's go. To do this trip from Lahore to Islamabad or Islamabad to Lahore, you can do it in opposite direction if you're coming from Islamabad. But basically, you need to wake up early and head to Sheikhupura where the Hiran Minar is. On the motorway, there's a specific interchange for Hiran Minar. It will take you about an hour and a half from Lahore. This is our first stop of the day. This is Hiran Minar, the one right behind me. It is not inside Lahore. It's about like an hour and a half to get here. You'll need your own car. There's no public transport. It was built by the Emperor Jahangir to honor his favorite antelope, Mansraj. That's the tower that's called Hiran Minar, or the Antelope Tower. And it was used by Jahangir as his jungle or, hunting retreat away from the busyness of the walled city of Lahore. You can spend about an hour, hour and a half at Hiran Minar. After that, you will need to head to Swaik Lake or Kandoa Lake. It will take about 2.5 hours, and this is the longest drive you will do for the day to go from Sheikhupura, where Hiran Minar is, to Swaik Lake or Kandoa Lake. But getting there is a little complicated, so follow my lead. So I got off the motorway at Kalar Kahar interchange, and then we got to another place called Jalebi Chowk, basically. And then we got to a point where there was no more car track, so I had to get a jeep to get here. And now the last part is doing this little hike, which takes about 10 minutes, and I will be at the lake. The lake is quite small, but it is a very peaceful spot, especially if you get there earlier on in the day, which is exactly what I did, and I got pretty much the whole place to myself. You can hire the small dinghy boats at the spot, or you can just swim. The water is crystal clear and very, very clean. I spent about an hour and a half at the lake, which was, I think, a good amount of time, but it is time to head to our next stop, which I don't want to miss because it is really gorgeous. We're going to Katasraj temples. So to get to our third spot, it took about an hour and a half from Swaik Lake because the road was pretty bad once we were off the motorway. It took quite some time to get here. Now, Google showed a lot less time, but Google estimates are not accurate in Pakistan, so I wouldn't recommend relying on those. This is the Rajkatas Temple Complex, an interesting and amazing place of great historical importance. Now, to get here, you need to get off the motorway at Kalar Kahar interchange, and then it took us about 40 to 45 minutes because the road was pretty bad. So we got here, there's no entrance fee, and I'm standing on the oldest part of the complex. So there are quite a few temples here, as well as an old Haveli, and you can see all of this, quite easily within an hour or so. So let's go explore it a bit more, and I'll tell you a little bit of history as well. Despite no entrance fee, you will need to get a local guide who will be able to open the temples for you because they're generally not open and they are actually closed with a lock and key, and they do expect some money for that. In the entire complex, my favorite was the Hanuman temple, which is probably the best preserved when it comes to the painting on the dome or the frescoes on the wall. It was beautiful. Rajkatas is not a single temple, but rather a complex of temples. The temple of Kali Mata, it has been pretty much destroyed apart from a few decorations on the ceiling as well as the balconies. There are some remnants of the decoration that once adorned the temple. It is a little sad to see all these scribbling of names on the walls and the entire complex. I wonder why they like to do that here so much. So Rajkatas is not only a complex of Hindu temples, it also has a Buddhist stupa, which is a reminder of the Buddhist past of this entire area. On the very top are Sadgara temples. These are the most beautiful, elegant temples on the very top of the complex, and you can get a nice panoramic view of the entire complex from here. There's not much to see inside, and again, on the biggest temple, you can go to the roof as well. Perhaps the most beautiful part of the entire complex is the Amrit Kund, or the pond in the center of the complex. Now, this is considered sacred by Hindus because, as the story goes, when Lord Shiva was roaming around the world inconsolably after his wife died, he shed two tears and they turned into ponds. This is one of them, the other one is in India. And this is considered sacred, and a lot of people come here to bathe in this water.
Around the pond is an array of beautiful buildings which look absolutely spectacular during the golden hour. But on the right hand side you will see a building called Havan Kund. So this is more like a veranda where a lot of different religious ceremonies and prayers were offered. I had really high hopes for the last remaining functioning Hindu temple in the complex called Shiv Temple. Now it has a Shivling which is, according to the legend, placed by Lord Krishna himself. But I was a little sad to see it was not in the best of condition. If you get more time after this, you can also visit the Kura mines, which is the second largest salt mine in the entire world. Or if you've had enough, you can head to Islamabad now.
I obviously didn't do this trip in a single day, but it's very doable. I've given you the time estimates. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do like, subscribe, comment, you know the drill. And I will see you guys in the next video. Do check the link in description for the full details. If you have any more questions, feel free to hit me up. See you. Bye.
From the temples to Islamabad, it should take no longer than 2.5 hours. And this is where our journey ends for the day.